Let's start with the obvious. How do these people who avoid modern medicine live such long and healthy lives? You'd think without popping a pill every time something goes wrong, they'd be in constant danger. But nope, the Amish seem to know something the rest of us don't. You ever notice how we've built entire industries around getting people to move? Gyms, apps, fitness classes, it's all there to combat the fact that most of us sit way too much. The Amish, though, they've got a totally different approach. For them, movement isn't something you schedule into your day. It is the day. They're lifting, hauling, and working from sunup to sundown, and you know what? It keeps them incredibly healthy. Unlike us, they're not chasing step counts or trying to hit the gym for 30 minutes. Their lifestyle is built on functional movement, carrying water, chopping wood, tending to the farm, and they don't need a personal trainer to do it. Everything they do is purposeful. It's kind of like a full-body workout that just happens to be called living. And here's the kicker. It's not about fitness fads or trendy workouts. They're staying active all day long because their life demands it. Studies even show that people in active jobs like farming have much lower rates of heart disease. Meanwhile, most of us sit all day stressing about how to squeeze in a quick workout. Take a moment and think about it. While we're hitting the gym for an hour and calling it a day, the Amish are burning calories from morning chores until the evening bell. I tried gardening once, thinking it'd be relaxing. Let's just say, after a couple of hours, my back was begging for mercy. But to the Amish, that's just an average Tuesday. And don't think for a second that they hate it. Physical labor isn't something they dread. It's just part of life. That's the real magic. They move because it's woven into their daily routine, not because they're forcing themselves to hit a fitness goal. Now, I'm not saying we should all go out and start farming, but we can learn something from them. Movement doesn't have to mean gym memberships and workout plans. It can just be part of the way we live. Instead of driving, walk to the store. Instead of hiring someone to clean your yard, get out there and do it yourself. Every little bit counts. And you know what? All that natural movement keeps them limber and strong. They don't have to worry about creaky knees or aching backs like the rest of us. They're out there, bending, lifting, and moving in ways that keep their bodies in top shape well into their later years. So while I might not be heading out to raise a barn anytime soon, I can definitely take a page from their book and start making movement part of my day, whether it's pulling weeds or just taking the stairs more often. When you hear about farm-to-table dining, the Amish have been doing that long before it was cool. It's funny how we fork over extra cash for organic produce while the Amish simply grow their own fresh, chemical-free food. For them, it's just everyday life. No fancy labels needed. The key to their health? They know exactly where their food comes from because they're the ones planting, harvesting, and cooking it. There's no middleman and no preservatives. What's on their plate came straight from their land, and it doesn't get any fresher than that. Have you ever bitten into a tomato from the grocery store and wondered why it tasted like cardboard? The Amish eat tomatoes bursting with flavor because they picked them fresh that morning. That's a big reason why they're so healthy. Their diet is a feast of nature's finest, and they don't even have to worry about what chemicals or hormones might be sneaking in. Studies show that people who eat a diet rich in fresh, whole foods live longer and have lower rates of chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease. For the Amish, eating fresh is just how they live. When they want a snack, they grab an apple from the orchard, not a processed granola bar. And their meals? Simple but hearty. No complicated recipes here, just good, wholesome food. Ever had homemade Amish bread? It's like a warm hug for your stomach. Forget the overly processed stuff. This is real comfort food. One thing that always amazes me about the Amish is their ability to thrive on what they grow. They don't need the latest superfoods or exotic ingredients. Instead, they cultivate what they need and turn it into something delicious. Imagine living in a world where kale doesn't cost a fortune, but you can just pick it from your backyard. Sounds dreamy, right? Now, I'm not saying we all need to go full homesteading, though I've been tempted after binge-watching gardening shows. But there's a lesson to learn from the Amish. It's not about fad diets or counting calories. It's about knowing your food and keeping it simple. Eating fresh, natural food daily makes a difference in how you feel. Did you know that the Amish rarely suffer from food allergies or intolerances? Studies suggest that their pure, unprocessed diets might play a part in this. They have fewer digestive issues than many of us, which is something worth noting. Personally, I'd take fresh food over a stomachache any day. Their strong community bond around food is another reason they thrive. When harvest time rolls around, families come together to preserve what they've grown. Canning, pickling, and storing food for winter isn't just practical. It's a social event that strengthens their ties. It's like our backyard BBQ, but with a whole lot more purpose involved. While most of us rely on grocery stores and prepackaged meals for convenience, the Amish remind us that knowing where our food comes from is vital. When you've worked hard to grow it, you appreciate it more, and that appreciation reflects in their health. They don't need to read labels or worry about hidden ingredients. They simply eat what they've grown. So while I'm over here trying to keep a potted plant alive, the Amish are thriving on the fruits of their labor, literally. Maybe it's time we take a cue from them and get back to basics. Fresh, whole foods, simple meals, and a little hard work might just be the recipe for a longer, healthier life. At the very least, we'd finally know what a real tomato should taste like. The only product we'll ever promote on our channel is a book by Claude Davis, a veteran prepper, about 126 superfoods and preservation methods from crisis times like the Great Depression and wartime that are impossible to find elsewhere. We decided to promote his book because we are the last generation able to share these techniques and superfoods to our children or grandchildren. It would be a shame to see this information about highly nutritious foods and preservation methods to survive crises disappear. You can also find a book about herbal remedies from Nicole Apelian on their store. If you're watching this on TV, you can look up our channel, Frugal Solutions, on your phone or tablet and find the books by clicking the link in our channel description or any other video description. Let's dive into a little secret that the Amish swear by. Their approach to building immunity doesn't involve hand sanitizer or fancy medicines. Nope. The Amish believe in the good old dirt theory, because believe it or not, a little dirt never hurt anyone. While we're busy scrubbing our hands raw and avoiding every germ in sight, they're out there rolling in the hay, quite literally. It's almost comical when you think about it. Picture them working in the fields, kids jumping in muddy puddles, and animals grazing happily in the dirt. You know what that builds? Character. And apparently a strong immune system too. They trust their bodies to naturally defend against everyday germs. So while mud pies might not be on our dinner menus, for the Amish, they could be the key to longevity. Research from the University of California shows that exposure to a variety of microbes can help strengthen our immune systems. While we're wrapped up in our sanitized lives, the Amish thrive on their dirt therapy. You might expect them to be sick all the time, but actually, they experience fewer cases of chronic illnesses. Their motto seems to be, if it's not going to kill you, it might just make you stronger. But it's not just about the dirt, it's also about the activity. The Amish spend ample time outdoors, engaging in physical labor. Whether plowing fields or milking cows, they keep moving. It's nature's gym membership, and guess what? No monthly fee, just hard work and elbow grease, which is fantastic for their immune systems. Now here's where stress comes into play. Chronic stress can really mess with our bodies, and the Amish have a natural remedy for that too. They're not stressing over the latest germs lurking around. Instead, they're busy enjoying community gatherings and sharing laughter over homemade pies. What's more relaxing than that? And let's throw in some humor to lighten the mood. A little dirt builds character. And apparently, a strong immune system. Seriously, if getting dirty is the ticket to a robust immune system, we might need to rethink our hygiene practices. I can just imagine someone saying, "You're sick. Just roll around in some mud for a bit, and you'll be good as new." So while we're busy avoiding dirt like it's the plague, the Amish embrace it as part of their everyday lives. It's a lesson for us all. Imagine waking up each day to the sweet sounds of nature rather than the jarring beep of your phone alarm. For the Amish, this isn't just a dream. It's their daily reality. They live without the constant buzz of technology. No phones, no news cycles, and absolutely no social media drama. It's a refreshing escape from the chaos of modern life. And guess what? Less stress equals better health. Let's face it, life today can feel like a stress marathon. Studies show that chronic stress leads to serious health problems like heart disease and hypertension, but the Amish have cracked the code to a healthier lifestyle. It's almost as if they found the cheat sheet to happiness. Picture their biggest dilemma being whether to bake bread or pie. Spoiler alert, always choose pie. Their drama revolves around who gets to churn the butter first. How liberating does that sound? Instead of worrying about the latest viral video or trending topics, they prioritize what truly matters: family, community, and wholesome food. They gather for heartfelt conversations and share laughter, building genuine connections rather than merely chasing likes online. Why complicate life when you can savor it? I sometimes wonder if the secret to Amish happiness is that they have no idea what we're missing with Netflix. Can you picture their reactions to binge watching? What's this? A show about nothing? Where's the plot? In a world filled with over-the-counter pills and fancy prescriptions, the Amish have found a way to keep it simple, and frankly, a bit more fun. Their approach to health relies heavily on nature's bounty. No need for elaborate medical jargon or complex treatments. They turn to two powerful allies in their quest for wellness: garlic and elderberry syrup. Let's kick things off with garlic, the ultimate superstar of natural remedies. This little bulb packs a mighty punch when it comes to health benefits. Not only does it help fight off colds and boost the immune system, but it's also believed to lower blood pressure. Who knew that something so small could do so much? The Amish love it raw, toss it in meals, or even whip up tonics. I once tried to cook a dish with raw garlic. Let's just say it was a one-way ticket to an awkward dinner conversation. Garlic might keep more than just vampires away. Try having a conversation after they've eaten it. Garlic is like that friend who shows up uninvited but ends up being the life of the party. And while I might regret my culinary choices the next day, the health benefits are undeniable. The Amish have mastered the art of incorporating it into their diets, ensuring they reap its immune-boosting powers while also keeping pesky illnesses at bay. Now, let's shift gears and talk about elderberry syrup, another gem from nature's medicine cabinet. This syrup is a go-to for treating coughs, colds, and even the flu. Packed with antioxidants and vitamin C, it's like a natural antiviral weapon ready to combat whatever ails you. The Amish have been using elderberry for generations, and for good reason. I remember a time when I had a nasty cold and a friend suggested elderberry syrup. Skeptical but willing to try anything, I took a spoonful. It tasted like a sweet berry explosion in my mouth. Forget the medicine cabinet. This stuff was delicious. The Amish know that when you're feeling under the weather, you don't have to suffer through bitter remedies. Nature has provided something sweet and effective. The beauty of these remedies lies in their simplicity. The Amish philosophy revolves around natural living, which extends to their health practices. They recognize that the earth offers an abundance of resources to help them stay well, and they embrace this holistic approach wholeheartedly. Imagine the peace of mind that comes with knowing that what you need to feel better is growing in your backyard. It's a refreshing reminder that sometimes the simplest solutions are the most effective. While society often paints a picture of retirement as a blissful period of relaxation, think beach chairs and golf clubs, the Amish are busy rewriting the script. For them, aging isn't about slowing down, it's about revving up. They've turned what many see as a downhill slope into a vibrant journey of lifelong engagement. You see, the Amish don't believe in the concept of retirement. Instead of taking it easy, they dive into activities that keep both their minds and bodies in tip-top shape. Whether it's reading the latest farm journals, tackling complex problems with friends, or passing down stories and skills to younger generations, the Amish actively engage with life. This commitment to mental exercise is what helps them maintain sharpness even as the years roll on. And there's plenty of science backing this up. Studies have found that cognitive decline is significantly less common in communities where older adults stay actively involved. So while others may be lounging on the couch binge-watching their favorite shows, the Amish are out there solving the great mysteries of life, like how to fit 30 bales of hay into a barn designed for 20. Now that's what I call a brain workout. Thinking back to my own experience, I remember visiting an Amish community and chatting with an elder who was working on a new barn design. He explained it with such passion and detail that I half expected him to pull out a blueprint and give me a full tour. I felt like I was in a master class on barn architecture. And let me tell you, he was as sharp as a tack, much sharper than I was trying to assemble that IKEA bookshelf last summer. But it's not just about intellectual stimulation. The Amish understand that staying involved creates a sense of purpose. They actively share their wisdom, skills, and experiences with the younger folks in the community, creating a bond that strengthens their ties and ensures the passing of knowledge. It's like a never-ending game of telephone, where the stories and lessons only get better with time. I can't help but chuckle at the thought of an elder saying, "Back in my day, we didn't have smartphones. We had real problems to solve." This approach to aging offers a refreshing perspective, showing that growing older doesn't have to mean fading away. Instead, the Amish demonstrate that the later years can be filled with learning, teaching, and meaningful connections. And honestly, who wouldn't want to be a part of that kind of vibrant community? Let's face it, most of us love our late-night escapades, whether it's scrolling through social media or getting lost in a gripping series on Netflix. But the Amish? They've mastered a different routine that might just leave us all envious, and definitely a little sleepy. Their philosophy is straightforward: early to bed, early to rise. It's not just a catchy saying, it's a lifestyle choice that pays dividends for their health and well-being. Picture this. While the rest of the world is catching up on the latest gossip or losing sleep over work emails, the Amish are already in their cozy beds, dreaming of bigger barns or healthier crops. They stick to a natural sleep cycle, allowing their bodies to rest and recover without the constant distractions that modern life throws at us. I mean, who needs a glowing screen when you can have a good old-fashioned book and a warm cup of herbal tea? Here's the thing. Rest isn't just about snoozing. It's a key player in the healing game. Studies show that a solid sleep routine can boost your immune system, improve memory, and even help you maintain a positive outlook. Meanwhile, many of us are getting less sleep than a toddler during a sugar rush. I can't tell you how many times I've heard, "I'll sleep when I'm dead." Well, maybe if we prioritized our Z's, we could live longer and healthier instead. When they wake up early, they greet the day with purpose. Their mornings are filled with chores, family time, and a good hearty breakfast, no matter what time of the year. Who wouldn't want to start their day by churning butter or gathering eggs? When I visited an Amish family for breakfast, I was taken aback by their calm morning routine. There was no rushing about or frantic coffee making. Instead, they enjoyed each moment, like a slow-motion movie where everyone shares stories and laughter over homemade pancakes. I think I felt healthier just being there. And let's be real, a fluffy pancake is pretty much the universal symbol of happiness. By embracing this natural rhythm, the Amish show us that rest and recuperation are vital components of a healthy life. They understand that life isn't just about work, it's about living purposefully and intentionally. It's this holistic approach that allows them to stay strong and vibrant well into their later years. Walking into an Amish community is like stepping into a world where everyone has a job and no one is just sitting around. In Amish life, every person has a purpose, and they take pride in their contributions. Whether it's tending to crops, caring for kids, or keeping the kitchen running, every task is vital to the community's harmony. There's a unique satisfaction that comes from knowing your role matters, and it's this sense of purpose that keeps them both mentally and physically vibrant. Imagine waking up each day feeling like a piece of a larger puzzle. That's the reality for the Amish, where even the youngest children are involved in chores, making everyone feel important. In essence, the Amish show us that when everyone contributes, the community thrives. Their roles are interwoven into daily life, creating a strong sense of unity and purpose that enhances their mental and physical health. This balanced lifestyle is something many of us seek but often overlook. Reflecting on the Amish way of life reveals a powerful truth. Health thrives in simplicity, strong community ties, and a deep connection to nature. Their approach shows that sometimes the best medicine isn't found in a prescription pad, but in fresh air, wholesome food, and the satisfaction of a hard day's work. So next time you're under the weather, just remember, who needs a doctor when you've got fresh air, good food, and enough chores to fill a lifetime?